I'm happy in my heart that she's being detained and that the case is moving forward. There's no doubt in our minds that she did it, and she did it with intent to hurt and left my son there to die.
He was only trying to walk. It was past midnight. The streets were quiet. Like many hardworking young men, he was chasing one more delivery, one more moment, one more honest way to provide for the people he loved. But within minutes, that simple decision would cost him everything. He would be dragged on the road, run over, and left to die alone in his own blood. Not by strangers in a distant place, but by people who wanted his car more than they valued his life. This is the story of how Montoya Perry allegedly took the life of Daniel Figueroa, and why many people are now asking one painful question: how was she free? In the first place, Daniel Figueroa was only 28 years old. He was described as kind, peaceful, and hardworking. He was not a criminal. He was not a troublemaker. He was simply a young man trying to survive in a difficult world. Daniel worked regular hours delivering packages for Amazon, but like many people struggling with bills and responsibility, his regular job was not enough, so he worked extra hours delivering food for Uber Eats. He did this not because he loved stress, but because he loved his family, he loved his girlfriend, and most importantly, he loved his young son. He was the kind of man who would sacrifice his sleep just to make sure his family was okay. He believed honest work would protect him. He was wrong. It was around 2 in the morning. Daniel had just completed his final delivery. His last stop that night was at Lorento Hospital, located on the west side of Chicago. Everything seemed normal. He parked his minivan, he stepped out, he delivered the food. He was preparing to leave, but unknown to him, danger was already watching. Prosecutors later said there were 3 people nearby. 3 people who had no interest in food. They had no interest in money from delivery. They had only one goal: his vehicle. Suddenly, everything changed. Authorities said the suspect entered Daniel's minivan. One of them sat behind the wheel. That person was Montoya Perry. She started the engine and began to drive away, but Daniel saw what was happening. He ran toward his vehicle. He tried to stop them because that vehicle was not just metal, it was his livelihood. It was a survival. Without it, he could not walk. Without it, his family would suffer. So he held on. He refused to let go. But the suspect did not stop. Instead, she kept driving. Daniel was dragged, his body scraped against the hard road. His strength began to fail, but the worst was still coming. Investigators said moments later he fell, and then the vehicle ran over him. His own vehicle, the same vehicle he used to feed his family, became the weapon that ended his life. When his body was found, he was lying alone, unresponsive, covered in blood, his life slipping away. He was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. Daniel Figueroa was dead. The person who ordered the food became worried. They noticed the delivery was marked complete, but something didn't feel right. They had not seen Daniel leave. They had not received updates, so they went outside to check. What they saw was something they would never forget: Daniel's body lying in blood, motionless, silent, gone. Police immediately launched an investigation. They searched for the stolen minivan. They searched for suspects. They searched for answers. And soon they found something shocking. The suspect was not new to crime, not even close. Montoya Perry, 33 years old, had a long criminal history. A very long one. She had 8 previous felony convictions. 8 dating back to 2010. Her past included violent crimes, aggravated robbery, carjacking, running from police, and even lying to police officers. She had been arrested multiple times, charged multiple times, released multiple times, and yet she was still free. Even more shocking, at the time Daniel was killed, she was already out on pre-trial release for another crime. That happened just 2 weeks earlier. 2 weeks. That means while the justice system was still deciding her fate, She was free on the street, and prosecutors now believe she used that freedom to take a life. Police later recovered Daniel's stolen minivan, but Daniel himself was gone forever. When Montoya Perry was arrested, her mugshot shocked many people. She was smiling, not crying, not ashamed, not even afraid, smiling as she faced charges of felony murder and vehicular hijacking, charges that could put her in prison for the rest of her life. In court, emotions exploded. Daniel's family filled the courtroom. His mother heartbroken, his girlfriend devastated, his loved ones destroyed. His mother spoke with deep pain. She said nothing could bring her son back, nothing could replace him, nothing could heal her heart. But she said she believed justice must be done. She believed the person responsible must pay. His girlfriend said Daniel did not deserve this. She said he was a good man, a peaceful man, a loving father, a man who simply went to work and never returned. At one point, tension became so intense that a fight broke out inside the courtroom. Family members from both sides began arguing. The pain was too much and anger was too much. Police had to step in. Some people were briefly detained because emotions were out of control. This was not longer just a case. This was a tragedy, a permanent scar. The judge reviewed the evidence, the criminal history, the seriousness of the charges, and made a decision. Montoya Perry would not be released. She would remain in custody, held without release, awaiting trial. But even now, 2 suspects remain missing. 2 people who were there, 2 people who watched, 2 people who participated, and police are still searching for them because justice is not completed until everyone involved is held accountable. So guys, meanwhile, Daniel's family began planning his funeral. A funeral no parent ever wants to plan. A funeral that should not exist. Friends and strangers donated money to support his family. Over $12,000 was raised, not because money could fix anything, but because people cared. People understood. People mourned a man they never met because a story could have been anyone's story. Daniel was not rich. He was not famous. He was not powerful. He was simply a hardworking man trying to survive, trying to provide, trying to live. His family said he loved fishing, he loved spending time with people, he loved making others happy. He loved his son the most, and now his son must grow up without his father because of one decision, one crime, one moment of violence. This case has now raised serious questions. Questions about the justice system, questions about repeat offenders, questions about public safety. Many people were asking if she was already arrested, if she already had 8 felonies, if she was already facing charges. But was she free? And could Daniel still be alive today if things were different? For now, Montoya Perry remains behind bars. Her trial is expected to continue and Daniel's family waits. Wait for justice, wait for answers, wait for peace.
It was important to be here just because Daniel didn't deserve this. Even though they have one person in custody, we still need justice to be served.
I'm happy in my heart that she's being detained and that the case is moving forward. There's no doubt in our minds that she did it, and she did it with intent to hurt and left my son there to die. I just pray with the help of the justice system and everyone involved that Daniel gets justice. My son deserves to live with his smile and continue to smile upon us all.